This morning, do you recognize this intersection? It is the corner of Water Street and Wisconsin Avenue in the year 1951. Look at that.
In the new book, Hidden History of Milwaukee, author Bobby Tanzillo takes a behind-the-scenes tour of Milwaukee's past and into places not frequently open to the public, if at all open to the public. You may recognize Bobby. He's also the managing editor of OnMilwaukee.com. Good to have you here.
It's great to be here. I've learned so much already. I've only been here a couple of minutes.
Do you remove those tags?
Sometimes. I remove them for my daughter.
Do you use a dry cleaner a lot?
Not a lot. Like the great late comedian Mitch Hedberg once said, these clothes are dry clean only. That means they're dirty.
That's great. That's so good.
That's good stuff. I like it.
How did this book come about, this hidden history of Milwaukee, and how do you get this hidden access?
It came about through my job at OnMilwaukee.com. I just started going to places, and then other places would invite me, and you go to one place, and then you think about another place that's related, and pretty soon you're 2 years into it, and you've got 100 articles like
Which
this.
place first sparked it that you went to?
I think the first place was really St. Josephs Basilica. They invited me because they were working on a program to raise money to light the interior of the church. So as part of that, their hook to get media there was to say you could go up to the top. So I went and I did that, and it was really fun, really kind of challenging to get up there. And fun, yeah.
How do you get up there?
Well, you climb up some sort of regular steps that take you, and then you walk over the roof, the ceiling of the sanctuary itself.
Okay.
And then you get to the base of the dome, and then there's these ladders that they built out of wood when they built the dome. So way over 100 years ago, and you climb up these ladders straight up into darkness. And then you go up another one, and you think, should I do this? You know,
You're hoping the ladder holds.
Should I do this? You know?
Yeah.
And then when you get to where the dome starts to curve, the wooden ladder kind of follows the curve of the dome, so you're sort of on all fours. Yeah.
That's funny. I love what you just said.
There's an open hole that goes
you can
straight
look
down.
It just makes my knees go crazy.
And my coworker at On Milwaukee, Molly Snyder, leaned over and took the picture from there. So kudos to her for the for the guts.
I love what you just said about, should I be doing this? I have kids.
Yeah, right.
Because there have been a number of times in my life where I've thought that to myself, should I be doing this? I have kids. You have this responsibility, right?
The
Which
gas
is fantastic.
station you went to last night, you wondered that.
You didn't take them with you, did you?
She did.
I did. I was coming home from Miller Park. We had a game at Hellfire Field. That's a whole nother story. You know, one thing that I thought of as you're talking about these landmarks and this kind of access that you get to them is that I feel that people who work or live in historical places take so much pride in that there's this special spot or place, and it has this rich history that they very often want to share it.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have a lot of people who really want to share it and are really excited for people to be interested in to come and look. And then it's interesting how many people actually work in places and never really actually looked around. And you go and you take a tour and you say, oh, look at that beautiful thing.
Well, did you see in our lobby all the naked, like, Greek?
I took pictures.
Hey, that's a great story if you haven't been here to the lobby, because that was developed by the person who helped create Mount Rushmore.
Really?
It's true.
Yeah,
There's
I was going to put it
little
on
piece
Facebook
on
and say who
it.
did these. And
A lot of the breasts in some of those sculptures look like Mount Rushmore a little bit.
They
That's
do.
a whole other story, too. I'm glad you took pictures. All right, let's talk about
Should I not really post them on Facebook then, you think?
Sure, you can.
Go ahead.
The information, though, is in the coffee table on the artist.
Good.
So. Yeah, good. There's another thing for your next book.
That's right.
So let's go, because we have beautiful
Hidden
pictures.
Breasts of Milwaukee.
Now that book I'd come to the book signing for, right?
I feel like we've gotten off topic a little bit somehow.
Just a little.
Let's talk about, there's some beautiful pictures from your book that you shared with us. Let's go through some of those and talk a little bit about them.
Oh, this was one that really kind of helped get me into it, because after I went to St. Josephat and then went to City Hall, Kristen Settle from the Art Museum, who was actually in that photograph, said, you got to come and climb up the wings.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
There's a staircase in between, and now that you know that it's there, if you look, you can see it. But it blends in.
I did not know that.
It blends in, so you really don't see it. That's right between the actual wings right there.
Of the Calatrava?
Yeah, of the Calatrava.
Wow. I've never seen that angle before. That's
incredible. You don't want them to move at all during that time.
I would have loved if they would have moved.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because the ladder is stable.
Yeah, the ladder doesn't move. Right.
Where is that? That's beautiful.
That is in City Hall, and when you go up to the top floor of City Hall, you go through a door, and then you're in this space that used to be an apartment. A caretaker lived at the base of where the building meets the tower.
Okay.
Lived there to take care of the building, and actually he raised a child up there who later went on to work for the city. So this is the first staircase that goes up.
And this is it Eschweiler Tunnel?
This is a steam tunnel at the Eschweiler buildings on the county grounds.
Okay.
Which they're currently in the midst of rehabbing for a project. But these tunnels, they're tall enough to stand up to walk through, but that's not what they were built. They were built to distribute steam to all the buildings.
This is Juneau?
This is the old Juneau High School, which is now McDowell Montessori School. In the basement, for years, people had said, there's a underground track.
I thought you were going to say
hidden.
ghost.
No,
Like
it's
a
a
subway,
track.
almost like subway type?
It's almost like it feels kind of like a subway, but it's only about 8 feet high, and they used to do high jump down there, so I don't know how.
Oh, wow.
How people did. Yeah, there's records.
That's where they practice?
Yeah, there's records painted on the wall, and there's high jump records painted on the wall.
That's wild.
And none of them say ouch next
Lots
to
of concussions
Did
down
some
there.
place deny access to you?
The only places I've not had any luck getting into are places run by the waterworks. I really want to get into the Linwood plant up near UWM and climb up the water tower at the end of North Avenue, but they don't let anybody in.
Is it because it's unsafe?
It's a security issue, and they just don't let anybody. It's easier for them to just say nobody's allowed than to say, well, this guy can come, that guy can't come,
So there are lots of pictures in your book
There
as
are.
well?
Yeah, there are quite a few.
Okay, good. I know you're having this book signing tonight, so I want to make sure everybody knows how they can come out and get a copy of your book, learn more about all these, the hidden history of Milwaukee. It's tonight at 7 o'clock at Boswell Books, right on Downer in Milwaukee. You can learn more, though, by visiting onmilwaukee.com as well about these wonderful treasures right here. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Really good stuff.
Really neat
Great book.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Hidden
Thank you so
Boobs
much.
is next.
Yes, Hidden Boobs is next.
Hidden Breasts of Milwaukee.